Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers got the win 107-102 in Milwaukee in a very, very entertaining preseason basketball game. I was thrilled, man. Both halves were great to watch for Laker fans. I don't know where to start because you still, for me, it's like, do I react to the second half? That's one of the things that I often do because I just got through watching the second half and it's all fresh in my mind. Or do I react to the first half, which had its own story to it? If you look at my halftime video, I definitely summed up the first half pretty good. Bron and AD came out, played strong, but ultimately it was all about Giannis and Bobby Portis, who basically didn't miss, and we had issues with power forwards yet again, scoring on us in this preseason like there's no tomorrow. The next thing to say is I don't know who's going to make the team or who's not going to make the team, but I can tell you this. Quincy Olivare earned his keep tonight. In just 9 minutes of play, he had 11 points, 5 rebounds, I think 2 assists, 3 out of 4 from behind the arc, 4-6 from the field in clutch time, crunch time, and was the guy that I thought deserved the game ball tonight. Plus 20. In just 9 minutes, he accumulated not only the stats, but the impact was massive. He was running the ball up. He was defending people damn near full court. I mean, just a spectacular performance, man. I don't know what to tell people. Quincy Olivare is on the map. He's on the map. And he's a big point guard, it seems. He plays both sides of the floor. He's clutch. I don't know how many other attributes I needed to see in such a short spurt of time. 9 minutes of play. We were a plus 20 with him on the floor. When he got in the game, we were down by like 16. And then he just started going off. And he was using so much energy. So much energy. And then you couple that with Castleton energy as well in that situation. Max Lewis came in, scored 9 points in the short amount of time. Traore was a plus 20. His energy was fantastic. That unit of young players, the hopefuls, they played well enough to get us the victory. Against talent, of course, that didn't have anything to do with Giannis and Bobby. But we outplayed their hopefuls in Milwaukee. We outplayed them completely. And it was hellified to watch. I mean, hellified, man. 31-5 run, I think. At one point, with like a minute left to go, I think that was the run we were on. It was just insane. It was absolutely insane. It was some of the most fun I've seen in months and months and months. Nothing in Summer League compared to what we saw here, man. In this last half of basketball. Pretty much the most exciting bit of Laker ball we've seen in a long time. And you know, as a Laker fan, I love it. I don't care who's doing it as long as somebody's in purple and gold doing it. For myself personally, I've watched so many Laker games in my lifetime, rooting for so many different stars and role players. I just love seeing anybody wearing our uniform kicking tail. And tonight, that's exactly what these guys did. They put on a hell of a performance. And I'm just going to say this. I can't see myself waiving Quincy Olivare. Not after this performance. Not knowing what he can do. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he might have just earned his way onto this team. Now, I know he has a two-way contract. I believe he has a two-way contract. I believe that is how that works. But I'm not really sure, actually, so I don't want to go out there. I thought our two-way guys are Colin Castleton. Yeah, no, he probably doesn't have a two-way. It's Colin Castleton, Traore, and Koloko, I think, are the 3 two-ways. So he's actually a hopeful to hope. He's just hoping to make a team. And from where I'm sitting, he may have just did that. He may have just did that in 9 minutes of basketball play. If he don't make our team, he making somebody's team. And I'm telling you, based on what our needs are, I'm not waiving it. Not me. I don't think that we're done with the preseason. Of course, he still has 3 other games to try to make the team. But when a guy plays like this, and he's the reason you basically win, and he's using all the energy that he was and having all the impact he was out there, I don't know. We might have to shake up some of our intentions in regards to who makes the team and who doesn't. It's almost a foregone conclusion about who you think is going to make the team until a dude does something like this. And you realize, yo, he just helped you win. He just came in the game when the game was over and you didn't lose, and it was basically because of him. That's not minor. That is not minor. Especially when they didn't even have but 9 minutes carved out for the guy, and this is what he does. It's going to be tough, man. So that's what I want to say. It's such a small sample size. I don't want to over-react to a small sample size. But when a guy does that much in such a short period of time and the game takes a turn in that direction to such a massive degree, mind you, we're 3,000 miles away from the crib. He's literally on the road doing this. That is not minor, Laker fans. It's not. That's not minor. This is the type of stuff that makes you say, well, we were going to keep this guy, but now we got to let this guy go so this guy can come in and potentially be a breakout player for us. And this is the type of thing that you see sometimes when guys come out of nowhere and turn into something big. Like, it looks something like this, to be honest with you. And that, like I said, I've been watching basketball all my life. It doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while a franchise finds a guy who, undrafted, out of nowhere, nobody expect nothing from him. They just let him walk red shirt, and he does something crazy like this, makes the team, and then they give him minutes in situations. He continues to just rise and rise and rise, and eventually he's like a damn star. This is what it looks like, to be honest with you. So I'm not sitting here saying that we should overreact to these minutes, but what I am saying is Quincy Olivari just showed me that coach needs to experiment with him a lot more as we go forward into this preseason. And if he keeps showing us quality like this, you probably should keep him and drop somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it comes down to. And I know who you're not going to drop. Bronny James. We know you're not going to drop him. I'm not even asking you to. But this is the reality of the situation. And we just saw this kid do something special. I'm giving him the game ball. And that's what's on my mind, is how good he looked out there. Above all else. Literally above everything else. And so, yeah. Moving on. Dalton Connect, the next thing to talk about. 6 offensive rebounds. We had 15 as a team. I thought Dalton played great. I know he was 2 of 10 from behind the arc. I wasn't mad at none of that. I think he's going to have fantastic three-point shooting nights, so that's the least of what I'm looking for. Him having 6 offensive rebounds, timely ones at that, in all different points in the game, in clutch and early on in the meat and potatoes of the game, thought was very fantastic for the Lakers. And this was my favorite Dalton Connect game. I think he turned the ball over maybe once. Don't quote me on that, but it certainly wasn't a lot of turnovers there. And he just kept finding ways of getting offensive rebounds. People wouldn't box him out, and he would jump in front of them. And he would just, he found the ball. He has a nose for the basketball. And this is how you earn opportunities that maybe you otherwise weren't going to get as well. Because even though Dalton Connect's clearly going to make the team, clearly going to be a part of what we're doing, he found a way to showcase a niche that he has that we didn't know he had. So whether you're excited about him because he can be explosive dunking the ball or three-point shooting, 3-level score and all this, this is a guy who the NBA is going to have to scout boxing him out, or else he's going to give his team extra possessions, and those extra possessions were the difference between us losing this game and winning this game, in my opinion. He was extremely impactful on that basketball floor, especially during the time when we needed him the most, which is down the stretch of this basketball game, with the offensive rebound. So I thought his minutes were really, really good. Next up, I want to say that I really, really like what I'm seeing from Gabe Vincent. I thought he shined out there in limited minutes tonight. Did great things with the basketball on both sides of the floor. Just a great connective piece. His 3-ball fell tonight, and I just love what I'm seeing out of him. The game seems to be a bit more stable with him on the floor, and I see what the hype was in Miami, because if he was doing this for 3 years, I have no doubt that he was worth the contract that we gave him. So this is not a repeat Kendrick Nunn situation. This dude looks like he's going to be legit so long as we can keep him healthy. And I think the problem was we didn't get a chance to see him play well before he got hurt, so we didn't know the guy. So it was like we saw him struggle, then we seen him get hurt, and he was out for the rest of the season. That's just going to leave a bad taste in the mouth of a team that doesn't know you. But we can learn to love this kid if he keeps playing like this. Gabe Vincent looks like a winner out there, and I see what the hype was in Miami. That's basically what I'm saying. He's a great role player for us, and given the fact that we have struggled in the preseason trying to find lineups in the second unit, I think he's probably going to be one of our most important second unit pieces this year. So long as we can keep him healthy and he keeps looking like this, he's great. He really looked great out there. So he's probably been the most impressive player of them all for me, just because I had no expectations and I was quick to trade him and I wasn't excited about him and all this type of stuff. And for him to come in and play this well through three games, I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. He's got an A+ out of me thus far. Anthony Davis shooting the three. That was not great tonight. I like this three-point diet of our team, though. I must say we shot 44 threes. I think we hit like 11 of them or something like that. But what I want to say is I think that helped us a lot. I think that shot diet for this situation was fantastic. And if we played how we normally play, shooting on the interior and foregoing opportunities to overshoot the three a little bit, which wasn't, in my opinion. It was healthy. We lose this game. If we move how we used to move, we lose this game. And one thing that I was noticing, which I've learned to respect a lot more, is that when you're shooting threes, particularly in this basketball game, if you're hitting them, that score gets closer and closer. We have a big old lead, and all of a sudden the score is starting to tighten up because you keep hitting threes. And I felt like our attempts were good. For the most part, we had good attempts, and the right people were shooting them. They were in the flow of the game, and they seemed to be what kept us close when we were finding ourselves down. And so there were times where I would look at the score, we're down by 7, then we hit a three. It's like, we're getting closer. That was a feeling I didn't feel a lot when we were more conservative. We would get scores, but when the score would be out of whack, it kind of stayed out of whack. You know, we would attack in the paint and we were good at scoring in the paint, but it's something about attempting this many threes that makes you feel like you're in the game a bit more, that you have a chance to win. You just feel like you can win. I guess that's the best way I know how to describe it. There were times where we were down, but I never thought for too long that we were out of it. Even when we were down 15, we were shooting so many threes and putting ourselves in positions to hit those threes, such timely threes that kept us close. And I know it was a shot diet that did that. So shout out to JJ Redick for having that logic and implementing it into our situation. I think 44 threes when you're in a situation like we were tonight is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So long as you're hitting them. And I think most nights we'll probably shoot a higher percentage than we did tonight. So yeah, this was a situation where our offense was really clicking. I felt like we were turning the ball over a lot in the first half, particularly trying to run high weaves, I believe they call those. I'm not a basketball mind, so forgive me, but it's a lot of guys circling around the top of the key and then kind of like handoff passes and stuff like that. I believe they call those weaves. I thought that a good 90% of our offense were weaves in the first half of the game. Everything we were doing was our plays started that way, and I like the momentum that those plays give you getting to your spots. Bron benefited a great deal from those. I felt Rui was able to leak out in those situations. You could see where those type of plays allow for you to have good dart passes, as I like to call them, into the lane with your momentum driving at the rim. I just think it's a better way to motion your offense than what we were used to walking the ball up and some of the other things we used to do. Setting picks and then guys just doing a circle weave and then rushing at the rim, and whatever comes from that often provides us better looks than what I'm used to seeing in our Lakers do. And I thought we benefited some in terms of how the ball would fall, or rather how it would break off the rim or what have you, and getting offensive rebounds based on that and momentum and how it provided us opportunities to rebound the ball a bit better. I just thought sometimes when you take certain straightaway shots without actually any momentum going toward the ball, toward the rim rather, sometimes it seems like the ball doesn't fall in our favor. I felt like the way our offense was being orchestrated put us in positions to have better rebounding positioning, if that makes any sense. So it was just something I was noticing out there. I like it. I think that the problems that we were having was because we were trying to run it and guys we don't know it. But once we get that down, I think we're going to be that much better of an offense. So all the way around, I just want to celebrate J.J. Redick's changes, the things that he did out there. Obviously enough. We were going up against the Bucks, and I didn't mention this in the pregame video, but Darvin Ham is now an assistant coach for the Bucks, along with Taurean Prince out there. It was good to get that win in front of them. It was good to see Max Christie hitting shots in front of Darvin Ham, like, you know what I mean, guys that he didn't give opportunities to, and using offensive plays that he did not have in his arsenal, that just made the team look better, and we were able to beat him. And Doc Rivers gives up another big lead, or big soccer here, right? That's something that we can kind of always talk about. And no lead is safe if Doc's a coach. You don't care if it's preseason, playoffs, regular season. You could be up big. He going to give it back. And this is what it is. I'm always going to point that out. Should have never covered up our banners, Doc. Anyway, so that's really what that comes down to for me, man. I just love what the offense looked like out there. I love the offensive rebounding. I love our three-point shot diet. I love the third string rotation players. They look better to me than our second string. I think our second string kind of gave the lead up, and made the game kind of wide open. And then he put the hopefuls in there, and them dudes played like their lives on the line, like their careers on the line, and they won the game. Colin Castleton, Max Lewis, Quincy Olivari, Amel Traore, and it was Dalton Connect, I think we were using that situation. And them dudes got us back in that game, man. They got us back in that game. And we ended up blowing it wide open. I mean, the score was closer than it actually was. At one point, we were up by like 10 after being down 15. And it was all those guys just pushing completely past the Bucks hopefuls. So, I'm glad it was a preseason game, because I do think the momentum that Bobby Portis was playing with in that first half probably would have led him to a 50-point game the way he was playing. And we didn't have any answer for him or Giannis, of course. But I thought there were some good things from the Bucks side of things too. A.J. Johnson looks like he's going to be legit, really legit. I like that kid a lot. I don't remember who the center was, Robbins. I don't know if he can play any, but he can certainly foul somebody. He gave Max Lewis the blues, but Max Lewis did not shy from that contact. I love how Max Lewis was looking in that offense, driving at the rim. Eventually he's going to get a dunk. He's trying to posterize somebody, and he got to the line. It helped us a lot. So shout out to Max Lewis. That was the best I've seen him in a Laker uniform. 9 points in like 10 minutes. It was fantastic minutes from Max Lewis, and we feel great about him. And this is why I told you, I wanted to see Coach use these guys. Jordan Goodwin got in the game a little bit tonight, but he didn't really make much of an impact in my opinion. But it was good seeing him out there. But, you know what I mean? The guys I've been calling for to get minutes, this is what you needed, JJ. You need to use them dudes a bit more, man. Colin Castleton, Traore, Olivari, and I've been calling their names out. Max Lewis, these are guys I've been telling you, y'all, I want to see them. I'm going to see them. Give them an opportunity to make the team. Give Quincy Olivari a legitimate shot to make the team. And look what he did with his shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I just think that JJ's been trying pretty hard to try to get the most out of the people he know he's going to use. But in these type of situations, things can change quickly when you're talking about pros. A guy like Olivari come out of nowhere, all of a sudden, 3 months from now, that's your starting point guard because he didn't play his way all the way up your roster. Like, you can't rule that type of stuff out at this stage. Just because a guy was playing last year and has earned his keep doesn't mean he ain't going to get outplayed by somebody who wants it a little more. And that's why I think in preseason you got to use everybody. You got to use everybody. Can't just go 9 deep in the damn preseason. No, that defeats the purpose of the preseason. You got to try people out, see if you can find something like this, Olivari. So that's what I think this is my favorite preseason game in a very long time, because you just want to see guys come out of nowhere and, selfishly speaking, make your franchise more valuable. You know what I'm saying? Give us another piece that's exciting to have to help us win. and then more so for others, just to see them get opportunities that otherwise will not be available if they don't get them now. So Quincy Olivar, we got to find a way to use him, man. I don't want him going to Golden State or signing with the Bucks or something like that. I don't want that. It's just the type of thing where the Bucks see the guy go crazy like this, you don't sign him, they sign him, and he does that for them for the next 5 years. No, don't let that happen. We are too light in the pocket as it pertains to our assets to see somebody go crazy like this and not at least wonder if we should probably hold on to him and maybe drop somebody else who's been struggling. So that's a real thing, man. But I'm happy with the guys that we used tonight. I thought, for the most part, we saw good things. We didn't have damn, I don't know why my mind is going blank on Austin Reeves. We didn't have Austin Reeves out there tonight. I thought it gave us an opportunity to see a guy like Cole Olivari play a little more. Because otherwise, that probably would have been more Max Christie minutes. We talked about Max Christie. His 3-ball looked great. I think his shot is it's really looking good, man. And I feel a lot of confidence in Max Christie. I just understand that the young 21-year-old guard has not been developed, so there's going to be some things that he does that we're going to be frustrated about. And for me, it's the passing. He had a couple turnovers in the first half. We pointed that out in the halftime video. I won't bring it up any further here. Jalen Hood-Schifino, not his greatest game. A lot of development to do there. You know what I mean? But I thought that, he was kind of put out there with Bronny James. He kind of had some minutes where he wasn't really out there with the winning team. And when Olivari started taking over, I thought those were minutes you likely would have given to Jalen Hood-Schifino, but you couldn't take Olivari off the floor. So it just is what it is, man. But I still feel a great deal of confidence in what I'm seeing from Jalen. He's just going to have to develop. We just got to continue to use him and try to get him comfortable out there. So, yeah, man, that's really what it's about, man. Very happy with that third unit. Some of them dudes probably should now be considered for the second unit. And Quincy Olivari probably should make the team, man. And if he doesn't make our team, he should be in this league. I think he's earned that tonight. At least another shot somehow. So that's really what it comes down to, man. I was super thrilled with not only how he played, but how he looked down there as a big point guard. Very, very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Whole lot of energy. And that's what's going to be required for him to make it in this league. That's what's required. Anytime you get an opportunity, you got to do this. Man, the shots may not always fall like they fell tonight, but the energy on both sides of the floor, picking up guys at halfway, at the 50, what do they call it? 50 feet, whatever it is, picking up guys before the half-court line and chasing them all the way around and then coming back down and setting up the offense and finishing shots. And he was just, I don't think I've seen too many people in my lifetime in a Laker uniform utilize such a short amount of an opportunity better than that. I don't think so. A lot of it had to do with the shot just happening to fall for him, but he looked amazing out there. So, yeah, man, that's what I got to say. I don't think this process of cutting players is going to be the easiest thing for the Lakers at this point. And whatever they do, is going to be a lot of detractors from the fact that we're not cutting Bronny. It just is what it is, man. He's not ready. We damn well know he's not ready. And whoever we cut is going to be a thing, no matter who it is. Because at the end of the day, he's not ready. And we gave him a contract. And we putting him out there, and he's jacking up shots, not falling. You know what I mean? He's not ready. It's not a big deal. There are many guys ain't ready. You're going to give him opportunity in the G League. He should be on a two-way. And that's just what it should be. That's not what it is, but that's what it should be. And look, Bron, he wants his son out there. We want his son out there too, man. But sometimes the things that we want, as I was saying in a different video or a different topic, ain't always the best for us. You know what I mean? I want my son out there. Yeah. But you want the team to be the best it can be. You don't want a guy like Olivari to get cut when you need him out there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we know we need Olivari, but if he looks anything like this per minute, you damn well know you do. It's that kind of thing. So it's like, are you sure? It's one of the things, man. But I thought the energy was great down there. Bron was really rooting on the team as they were coming back in it. That's always great to see that a superstar like LeBron James is still attentive in a preseason game with the third unit on the floor. Especially since he really wasn't happy about this game. He came out of the locker room late at the halftime. I'm not really sure what was going on, but he went into the locker room unhappy with the refs. Tweeted about it this morning, wasn't happy about the flight to Milwaukee for one preseason game. So for this game to have ended as it did, I love to see it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to waste your time. You know what I mean? And so, for all that it was, I think Bron ended up having a fantastic time in Milwaukee tonight. I really do. He looked like he was having as much fun as anybody. So that's what it's all about, man. NBA basketball at its finest. Guys trying to make a team, winning basketball games, even though it doesn't necessarily count. You still love to win. That's what it really comes down to, and we definitely did that. Shout out to Bobby Portis for being absolutely spectacular, man. First half of that basketball game, he was unbelievable. Ain't no way around it. Got to give Bobby his credit. If they would have won, he would have definitely got the game ball. But since he did not, I give it to my guy Quincy Olivari, who just, by the end of the game, I was calling him Q. He's like he had been on the team already. You know what I mean? That's how hard we're rooting for him in this situation. So it was great to see D'Angelo Russell give him some love, man. You don't want to jump around too much for a preseason, but I love seeing D'Angelo Russell rooting on his teammates. That was fantastic. And, yeah, man, that's really what I got. Not too much else other than that. I think I walk away from this game feeling great about the hopefuls and how much energy they're willing to put into trying to make this team. And I don't feel great about the choice that has to be made, because somebody got to go at the end of the day. So I know one thing, though. Quincy made it hard on somebody else. That's for damn sure. BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.